Right. So, good afternoon, one and all. I have kept everyone on mute, and you won't be able to start your videos as well. So, in case of any questions, you can put it in the chat box. We will be taking up all the questions at the end of the session. Right. So, with this, we can start the session. So, good afternoon. I am Dr. Shalini Gautam, Associate Professor and Head Outreach DME, and I welcome you all to this career counseling session for Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. The basic purpose of this webinar, students, is to facilitate children to take informed decisions regarding their career. I know all of you are tired since morning, you have your classes and all, but all of you would be anxious also that where are we going to get admission after 6 months in case of class 12th, and for 11th also the situation is not very far off. So unlike in the past where parents thought that only medicine and engineering are the good career options for their children, at present students have a number of career options to choose from, to choose after their school education. So it ranges from being a lawyer to a media person to a budding manager, etc., etc. So keeping this in mind, today in this webinar, we are going to talk about the various options that a student would have if he or she opts for the IP University, which is a A-grade state university, Delhi University. So today we have with us Professor Dr. Ravi Swami, Dean, DME Management School and Director DME, to speak in the session. Sir has over 24 years of experience in teaching and administration and holds a PhD degree from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. So we would like Sir to start the presentation, but before that, I would also like to welcome all the faculty members, all the teachers of Indirapuram Public School who are present here, especially Manmeet ma'am, who have coordinated all the things, and we were in touch for last 1 week or so to arrange this webinar. Also, a special attendee, the alumni of Indirapuram Public School, Subika is here, who is going to talk to you after the session gets over, after the presentation of the sir. So without much ado, I would request Swami sir to please start with his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Okay, students. So it's probably we are somewhere close to the coldest days of the year. And it's, I think, this North India's typical cold is very popular. Now I'll begin by sharing my PPTs. So students, you are in class 11th and 12th. And at the outset, let me tell you that after 12th, you know, this is such a turning point in your career that whatever decision you take after 12th, most probably, means exceptions may be there, but most probably this decision, the way you want to travel after 12th is the decision which shapes your, not only your entire career, but also your life. So the purpose of today's presentation is to not tell you about how to take that decision after 12th. That we can talk some other day. But today I am going to talk about, I'm representing Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, and I'm going to talk about you with the options available with this university. So let us begin by having a look at the photograph of the university. So it's located in Dwarka, Blue Line, Sector 14, Dwarka Metro Station is where it is located. Now this is the second slide. Again, the same picture of the university. Dr. Shalini, the slide has changed now?
No, sir. We are still on the first slide, sir.
Now?
No, sir. It is not changing, sir.
Okay.
Now it has changed.
So at the outset, I need to tell you what we are going to discuss today. So students, this is what we are going to discuss today. It's not going to be a long lecture. Uh, I know you hate pravachan. So in the coming 28, 29 minutes, this is what we are going to talk about. Uh, First, what this university is, you need to know, because we live in Delhi NCR, where probably there are hundreds of universities itself. So we need to understand what is this IP university, then what are the courses, uh, what is the admission process for 2022, then what are the fee structures, and the scope if you opt for, say, A, B, or C courses. So let us begin by talking about what IP University is. So my dear students, this is the first university which was established soon after Delhi became a partial state. You know, it's not a complete state yet. Kejriwal ji is fighting for that. So soon after Delhi became a partial state, this was the first university to be established, right? Now, let us talk about the rankings. Students, ranking is something which is always controversial. Why it is controversial? For the simple reason that if the organization which is doing the rankings, if that organization itself is controversial, the rankings are bound to be controversial. So, say for example, if say I can name if India Today or Indian Express or Times of India is doing some ranking, and if the rankings are, the way is very simple. You give larger your advertisement, and better is your rank. But we cannot discuss such rankings here, because these rankings vary a lot. I have observed sometimes Bangalore is at the top, sometimes Ahmedabad is at the top. So these are very controversial rankings, but I am going to tell you about the rankings which are being done by NIRF, which itself is a government of India agency. So these are the rankings which are considered to be most authentic. NIRF is National Institutional Ranking Framework. Before that, there are around 875 universities in our country which fall into four categories. We have central universities like University of Delhi, Jamia, JNU, BHU, AMU, etc. These are central universities funded by the central government. Then we have state universities like IPU, like MDU Rohtak, like CCS University Meerut. Then we have private universities like MET, and then we have deemed universities like maybe JP, right? So there are four kinds of universities. In all, the number is around 900. 875 is the number of universities in our country. IP's ranking is 79. Now, how do we understand this? The best way to understand rankings is in relative terms rather than absolute terms. So in relative terms, can I say that IPU falls among the top 9% universities in our country? Yes, I can say so. Say if it is among the top 9% universities in India, IPU. Then as far as law courses are concerned, it has got a very good ranking, 12th in this country, engineering 86th ranking, BBA among like the IP University BBAs are having a rank which is 51, which means they are among the top 5% BBAs in this country. Moving ahead after rankings, there is another organization which gives you gradings. Obviously, IPU has got a NAC A grading. Then students, you must understand something called AIU, which is Association of Indian Universities. The membership of AIU simply means that the degree of that particular university, which is member of AIU, is recognized by every university on this earth. Say, for example, you do your BA LLB from a university which is not member of AIU, and then you go to Cambridge for LLM. You are not admitted because the AIU membership is not there. So AIU membership means that if any university is member of Association of Indian Universities, AIU, its degrees are recognized by all other universities in this world. So AIU membership is there with the IPU. Now, this is an important point. What actually is IPU? IPU is nothing but a university which is made up of colleges. So Delhi has got two main universities. Delhi has got hundreds of universities, but two are main for the reason that these two universities, University of Delhi and IPU, both of them have 90 plus colleges with them. So everywhere you find a DU college or a IPU college in Delhi. Another point is that while University of Delhi's colleges are restricted only within Delhi, IPU's colleges are spread outside Delhi also. So when I say outside Delhi, there is something called NCR, National Capital Region is primarily the districts of UP and Haryana which touch Delhi, which means Gurugram, Faridabad, then your Noida, Greater Noida, we call it Gautam Budh Nagar, Ghaziabad, all these districts of UP and Haryana, students, two states surround Delhi, UP and Haryana. So the districts of these two states which adjoin Delhi or which touch Delhi, they form NCR. NCR is little further also. So IPU has got colleges in these districts also. So the beauty of IPU colleges is that they are spread outside Delhi also. They are in the districts touching Delhi, like Gautam Budh Nagar, Ghaziabad, Gurugram, Faridabad, etc. There are around 80 courses, which means IPU has got almost all the professional courses. And the number of students is around 81,000, which makes IPU a big university, right? Now, before we move ahead from this slide, is University of Delhi a competitor of IPU? The answer is no. And there is a reason for that. The reason is that University of Delhi is all about academic courses, while IPU is all about professional courses. So before we move ahead, let us understand the difference between a professional course and an academic course. So students, academic course like BA Psychology Honors or Sociology Honors or BCom is all about enhancing your knowledge, while a professional course like BBA, BBA LLB, BA LLB, journalism, hotel management, and professional course is about training you for a specific profession. You are clear with the difference? There are two kinds of courses, academic and professional. An academic course gives you knowledge. Yes, you will go for history honors or psychology honors or BCom. It will enhance your knowledge. But a professional course gives you knowledge. It also teaches you how to apply that knowledge. We call it skills. It also tells you what are the personality traits required, what are the attitude traits required for a specific profession. So therefore, a professional course gives you knowledge, how to apply that knowledge, skills, and attitude required for that specific profession. While an academic course gives you knowledge, knowledge, and knowledge. The output of a professional course is a specific job, while that of an academic course is knowledge enhancement, right? So, how is the scenario changing? After 1990, the scenario of our country changed because of liberalization, globalization, and privatization. What happened? Government jobs started shrinking and private jobs started increasing. They started expanding. As a result of that, the need of the hour is a professional course rather than an academic course. So my dear students, University of Delhi, being a very old university, is all about academic courses, while IPU, which started in 1998, is all about professional courses. So these two major universities of Delhi do not compete with each other, rather they complement each other. One is about professional courses. IPU has got all the professional courses. University of Delhi has got all the academic courses. Now, moving ahead, well, this is something which is of interest to you. I'll straight away come to the photograph of a very popular heroine. Now, why I'm showing this photograph in this presentation? Because Tapsi studied at IPU. She did her BTech Computer Science in 2009. Uh, she needs no introduction. Then there are other notable alumni of IPU. Gaurav Gogoi, a very famous novelist. If anyone is fond of reading novels, you must be aware of Gaurav Gogoi. Then the deputy leader of Congress in Lok Sabha, Gaurav Gogoi, also studied at IPU. Everyone recognizes this face. Yes, Amish Devgan did his journalism from IPU. Guneet Monga, I'm sure you don't recognize this lady, but you are aware about the films produced by her production house, notably Gangs of Wasepur, Masad, Zuma. Yes, these are all, it's a different genre of movies, which means low budget and good story. So she owns a production house, and Guneet Monga did her journalism from IPU only in 2004. The list is very long, but we have other things to discuss today. Coming to the second part of our presentation, this is about the courses. Now, students, please try to understand that I am going to talk about the professional courses because I am talking about IPU. And I'm talking about IPU. And ma'am, please let me know if there is some interruption in the internet.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay, so there are two kinds of courses, students. One are the stream neutral courses, and second are the stream specific courses, right? So stream neutral courses are like BA LLB, BBA LLB, journalism, BBA, hotel management, etc. These courses are stream neutral in the sense that whichever discipline you have in your 11th and 12th does not matter. You have to appear for the entrance and you are eligible for these courses, right? While on the other hand, we have courses like engineering, architecture, MBBS, pharmacy, etc., which do require a specific stream at your 12th, at your 11th and 12th, right? So moving ahead with these two kinds of courses, we find that there are two ways of getting admission to these courses, right? One, through national level tests. Second, through the tests conducted by IPU. Mind it, IPU does not give any student admission without having appeared at the exam. The exam may be conducted at the national level, or it may be conducted by IPU. So, say for example, for engineering, for law courses, for architecture, for MBBS, you need to appear at the national level exam. IPU does not conduct its own exam. On the other hand, there are courses like hotel management, journalism, BBA, BCA, etc., for which national level tests are not available, and therefore IPU conducts its own entrance exam. We call it CET, right? The next part is about the fee structures. Well, students, we live in Delhi NCR, and Delhi NCR is as I said, it has got from a few thousand rupees to a few lakh rupees. In Delhi NCR, we have colleges like Bennett, like Ashoka University, like Jindal, wherein the annual fee is almost 8 to 10 lakh rupees. While when we talk about IP, because it's a government university, so the fee structures are very reasonable. And for any course, this is the range of fee structures. The fee structures are almost between 80,000 to 1,10,000 per year. Whichever course in IPU you may take, this is the fee range, and there are no hidden charges because it's a government university, right? Well, students, there are scholarships of various kinds. Primarily, we have merit cum means scholarship, which for which you become eligible once you complete first year of your any course at IPU. Say, for example, you take admission in BA LLB, then once you complete your first year, then you are eligible for these scholarships because these are based on your scores of first year at IPU. Then we have scholarships for economically weaker sections, for minorities, etc., etc. So these are the scholarships given by the government of Delhi. Other than this, we have scholarships offered by colleges also, about which Dr. Shalini can educate you later. Students, we have come to the last part of the presentation, which is the scope of uh, the professional courses. Now, I cannot discuss the scope of all the professional courses at IPU. The number is 80. So I'll be talking about the major professional courses and their scope. Starting with the law courses, well, if you do BA LLB or BB LLB, IPU has got 5-year integrated BA LLB, BB LLB courses. So you get 2 degrees in 5 years, which you would have got in 6 years if you would have done them independently. Say, for example, you do BBA and then LLB, it takes 3 plus 3, 6 years. While if you do BB LLB, it takes 5 years only. Talking about the scope of these courses, if you do a law course, the first scope is litigation. You put on a black coat. I've got a black jersey today. Huh? So you need, you can put on a black coat. You can start practicing. So when you practice, we call it litigation. There are so many areas of practicing and new areas are coming up, say like after COVID, healthcare laws, insurance laws, we have intellectual property rights, we have cyber laws, large scope of litigation. This is one. Second, you can join a job. You can join a law firm wherein you will be doing a job. So there are various firms which recruit lawyers, KPMG, Ernst & Young, Henderson Consulting, all these firms, they need lawyers. So you can join a job. Third is the government sector. While I talk about the government sector, judiciary is at the top. So you can become a Sarkari Vakil, we call it public prosecutor. You can also become a judge. So this is about the government jobs after a law course. And last, I say politics because majority of the politicians in this world have a law background. Starting from the USA, Barack Obama, to the recently elected Indian-born, Indian origin Vice President Kamala Harris. All these are lawyers. Similarly, in India, we have Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Patel, all were lawyers. So I find that politics also is one of the career options for after law courses. So that's about the scope of BALLB and BBLB. Talking about the scope of journalism, my dear students, the scope of journalism has increased many-fold. The reason for that is this mobile. Why? Because what we call the OTT, over-the-top platforms. After OTT, the scope of journalism has increased so many times. Like earlier, I hardly used to watch a movie in theater. But once this OTT has come up, I'm consistently watching some or the other movie or series or even old DD serials. So the scope of journalism has increased many-fold after OTT. So content writing, video editing, anchoring, filmmaking, print journalism, photography, event management, so on and so forth, are the areas where you can have a career path if you do BAJMC. Well, after BBA, after a graduation in business administration, there are five areas where you can have a career path. These include marketing, finance, HR, operations, and international business. In all these 5 areas, a BBA can have a good career option. Here, I would want to put forth one point that the trend is changing. Companies need BBAs as compared to MBAs. The reason is very simple, that for molding them into their own attitude setup, their own attitude structure, companies, especially multinationals, they need a student when he is 22 years of age, not when he is 25 years of age. So the placements for BBAs are much higher than that of MBA. At the same time, it does not mean that you are not going to do an MBA. The trend is BBA, experience 3 years, then MBA. This trend has come up. So these are the career options after BBA. Ma'am, I think in the background you can hear some drum beats now. So, so of course, Lodi is being celebrated in my neighborhood as well.
Okay.
Now, coming to hotel management students, hotel management again is an industry where people are saying that this industry is devastated due to COVID. But I find that this is an industry, recreation is a human need. So this industry cannot, it cannot be at a low level for a long time. If you do a hotel management course, then you can become a front office manager, you can become a housekeeping manager, you can become a food and beverage manager, or you can own a restaurant. So front office means while you enter a hotel, the person who meets and greets you is the front office manager. Housekeeping means maintaining the property, and food and beverage means the kitchen part, the cooking part, the bar part, and all those things. So these are the areas wherein a hotel management professional can have a career path. Moving ahead, students, engineering is another professional course which is in huge demand. Which was like, engineers have always been, like, traditionally we talked about engineers and doctors. So engineers are always in demand. But then, my dear students, let us try to understand how the trend has changed, right? While India became independent, civil was at the top because the nation was building. We needed bridges, roads, everything was needed in the big way. So civil was at the top. Then mining was doing well, then electrical, then mechanical. But then what happened? After 1990, or even a little before that, things changed. Everything went for computerization. Everything became digital. And the trend goes on and on and on. And my dear students, COVID has given a big push to this digital wave, what we call digitization. I can tell you the demand for computer science engineers is going to see a rise at least for the coming 5 decades, because digitization is need of the hour. And who's going to do that entire digitization? It is the computer science engineers. So while talking about the scope of engineering, I'm skipping the scope of civil, mechanical, mining, or electrical engineering. I am talking only about CS, computer science, because I believe that this is the engineering branch of the future. So within this, you have cloud computing, you have artificial intelligence, you have cyber security, you have Internet of Things, and everywhere you need digitization, everywhere you need internet. So this is the scope of BTech Computer Science. Yes, in engineering, BTech CS is the branch of the future. That's the scope of engineering. Then if you go for architecture, which again is a professional course available with IPU, housing sector, then infrastructure, these are the places where you can find a job. If you have bio, then when we speak about bio, the natural thing which comes to our mind is MBBS. But my dear students, MBBS is not the whole world. MBBS is a very small part of the biology world. So therefore, pharmacy is another course which is very good for you, and IPU has got. So after pharmacy, you can own a medical store, you can become a scientist, you can become a medical representative, so on and so forth. Well, students, we have come to the close of the presentation, and now this is the question which is coming to your mind, right? Which course is good for me? Which course is best for me? And I believe we have so many counselors who I don't know who scan your mind and tell you, okay, beta, ye course aapke liye acha hai. I really doubt their capabilities, because researchers say that whichever course you do, you see around 25% students, they don't do well. Means they are a little below average. 25% students, they do exceedingly well. And the majority, 50%, they do well, they are happy and satisfied in their lives, in their careers. Whichever course you do. So what is the answer to the question? Which course is best for me? The answer is in our last slide, which says that whichever course you do, whichever career path you take up after 12th, be it law or hotel management or journalism or BBA or whatever, if you have the right set of knowledge, if you know how to apply that knowledge, means skills, and if you have the right set of attitude, success is waiting for you. The entire world is waiting for you. Thank you, my dear students, for being a patient listener. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that enriching presentation. Now, before I go to the Q&A, I would like to introduce all the students and the teachers who are sitting there with your alumni of Indirapuram Public School. Ms. Subika Singh, who is now the proud student of IP University DME. She's studying BBA in our institute. So over to you, Subika. I would like you to speak directly to the students, to your alma mater, for 3 to 4 minutes, and then we will straight away go to the question answer round. Yes, over to you, Subika.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are doing well and enjoyed the session. It was very informative for your future. I was privileged studying at Indirapuram Public School. The school is very memorable for me because I was here since LKG. I know things are going hard through this online mode, but you have utilized your time for your entrance exam preparation that is going to happen soon. You all must be knowing that from this year, you have their entrance exams, and it is good if you also give IP entrance for a backup plan. A college education teaches not only discipline to a student, they understand the importance of communication. Attending a college paves the way through a better career. Trust me when I say this, our university is full of opportunities because I felt it myself after working hard only for a few months in continuation. Right now, I'm pursuing BBA, that is a professional course, and I'm happy to be a part of Guru Gobind Singh Interpress University. I am here like a friend, so if you have any doubt regarding anything after this session, you can contact me anytime.
Subika, you are on mute. Subika, last आपका हाथ लग गया शायद आप म्यूट पे हो गए. Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best. Great future ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Subika. Thank you. So she's a proud student of IP University right now, and your alma mater only. So probably you can get in touch with her in case you have any doubt and all. Manmeet ma'am has her number, right? So if anybody wants to get in touch with her, you can talk to Manmeet ma'am and directly talk to Subika. Right. So over to the Q&A round. One question, sir, which I got in the chat box. It is from Shivain. He's saying that he wants to know more about hotel management, if we can help him. Sir, are you there? Yes, sir.
Just a second. Well, for hotel management, this seems to be a very right time to enter this course. You know why? Because everyone is saying that the industry is devastated, and I can tell you that in 2021, in India we have IHMs, we have SHMs, and then we have other colleges. So even for IHMs, the number of applications were 50% the number of seats in 2021. Reason reason is the perception that this industry is devastated. So people are avoiding this industry. And I can tell you, enter a field which is probably in the short term, it is facing a downfall. Say, for example, you take admission in hotel management in 2022, you will be completing it in 2026 after 4 years. So at that time, you will find, because less people are entering now, at that time, you will find that very few good professionals will be available and your demand will be very high in 2026. So for that, there are two exams. One is a national level exam. Uh, I'll tell you the name of that exam. You have to appear for that. And second is the IPU's entrance exam for IPU. So you can start preparing for that. When I talk about competitive exam, it's typically about reasoning, mental ability, general knowledge, and English. Uh, you can check means regarding the details of what are the kinds of questions. We can hold a session some other day and we can tell you about how to prepare for a hotel management exam.
In
Right.
fact, sir, that is what the next question is. One of the student is asking how to prepare for CET exams, which you have spoken.
Well, for that, your teacher can request Dr. Shalini and she can conduct a complete program for how to prepare for these entrance exams. I believe Dr. Shalini has such capsule courses.
Right. We do have, sir. Right. So, so another question is that can students get some sample papers or last year entrance exams?
Oh my
Everybody is
God.
worried about the entrance exams.
Oh my God. So Google is just like Jo Hukam Mere Aka. So you type sample paper for anything and the PDFs are in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, I think the best thing is, Dr. Shali, that you can conduct a session for these
Sure.
students.
Sure, we can do that. So the students are also worried about the kind of placements. What are the kind of placements should we expect?
After a hotel management course.
This is the general question which I've got. What are the kind of placements from IP University? Probably the student is asking.
Students, let me tell you that IP University is located in Delhi, and Delhi is a hub of jobs, right? I am sure you agree with this. When I talk about Delhi NCR, which includes Gurugram, Noida, Faridabad, we are located in the hub of jobs. So from all around, various places in India, people come to Delhi for jobs. We are already in Delhi. So that defines the ease with which a Delhi college or a IPU college can get the students placed or get internships for them. I'll give you an example to prove this point. Say, for example, you are doing your law from, say Pune. You are doing your law from Pune. In that case, what kind of advocates you can find there for internship or placement? Means they will be advocates of the district court level. While in Delhi, you have district courts, you have the High Court, you also have the Supreme Court. So a student who is pursuing law in Delhi or NCR will be interning with a Supreme Court judge or advocate, while a person who is doing law from Pune will be interning with a district level lawyer. So that defines the level of the level with which a Delhi or a NCR college can get its students interned or placed. So this is what I can say about placements.
Yeah. I would also like to suggest students one thing. If you can go to our institute LinkedIn and Facebook page, recently few of the BBA students have got placed and got a very good package. So you can check it yourself, the kind of placements that IP University is offering. So please do visit our LinkedIn and Facebook pages. Okay, sir, same student, another question about that hotel management. He's saying that, are you talking about BHMCT and NCHMCT, that hotel management national level?
Exactly, I'm talking about NCLT and BHMCT.
That's
BHMCT is the name of the course, which means Bachelor's in Hotel Management and Catering Technology.
Yeah.
And NCLT is the name of the test, which is there for all the IHMs and SHMs. But for IPU, you have to appear for the IPU CET as well.
CET as well. So I think the same goes to another question also. Smriti is asking, would like to know more about BJMC and its entrance.
Well, for BJMC, because we do not have any national level test, therefore IPU CET is the test for which you need to appear. And as far as the preparation of that test is concerned, again, we can hold a separate session.
Yeah.
The placements for BJMC, as I said, thanks to the OTT platform, the placement opportunities are manifold after BJMC. We saw in that diagram, if you remember, there are so many areas starting from anchoring to filmmaking to photography, wherein a BJMC student can get placed.
Sir, another question. I think BTech may interested hoge bacha. Can a commerce student take BTech after 12th? I think no.
Again, I'll bring you back to the point where I said there are two kinds of courses: stream neutral and stream specific. My dear students, BTech is a stream specific course. For doing BTech at 11th, you need PCM, right? Physics, chemistry, maths is what you need in 11th and 12th if you want to do BTech.
Yeah. Sir, I think we can take last question of the session, in which a student is asking, is there any way to secure the direct admission in IP University?
Yes, because of COVID, this special provision has been made for 2022 admissions that like these entrances will be held. I think the forms for the law entrance CLAT, they are already open.
Yes, sir. It is open till 31st of March.
Yeah. So for law course, the CLAT is the national level test, where this course of which IPU will be considering. The forms are already open. But then there is a provision for direct admissions. Under this provision, and this is because of COVID, under this provision, you can simply walk into a college and get your seat reserved. Minded, this is a provision only for 2022. In the future, I don't know whether this provision will be there or not.
But there are limited seats in the direct admission. So if you want to secure your admission,
there are limited seats.
You need not wait till your 12th class results. So
right.
That's what it is. So I think with this, we come to an end of the session. So in case you have any further questions, students, you can always get in touch with us. Our contact numbers, I can write my number here, but Subika's number is there with Manmeet ma'am. You can always get in touch with her. You can also get in touch with my official number. I'll just write it on the chat box. Give me a second. Yeah, it is. Let me. Yeah. 89209 81152. So I've written my direct number, also official number, in the chat box. So in case you have any queries, you can always get in touch with us regarding the IP University. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Subika, and thank you the staff, the faculty members, Manmeet ma'am, and the students who are present here, who have made the effort to be present here. Thank you so much for the session. Thank you all.